19 muscles, 26 bones, 33 joints, 107 ligaments, and about 200,000 nerve endings. Now that's a lot of information with each footstep. Imagine if you're sprinting and you're absorbing 3 to 5 times or even upwards of that if you're an elite sprinter of your own body weight. And if your foot isn't healthy, it can send some issues up the chain. With each footstep, we're getting a lot of information. It's helping us with balance and letting us know what's going on in the world. So imagine if you keep your foot bound up in some big clunky shoes, as they do with older people, and we don't get that information. We lose balance. So let's keep our foot pretty healthy. Now, I'm going to start with some basic rolling. I have a lacrosse ball, but you can use a tennis ball, which is a little bit easier on the foot. What you're going to do is you're going to place the lacrosse or tennis ball on the ground. I'm going to turn this camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Now, you're going to roll across the ball of your foot. Straight across the ball because you take a lot of pounding right there. Now, you're going to work yourself down. You can do it 8 to 10 times or a little bit more if you have a sore spot. Work on that area a little bit. Then we're going to work our way all the way down the foot, all the way down the arch to just above the ball of the foot, your heel, where everything attaches. Then you're going to go up the medial arch on the inside of your foot where we carry a lot of tension. And sometimes that arch is kind of weak, and we're going to do some things to help strengthen that. And then up the middle of the foot. Then you can grab it with your toes. You can press that big toe into the ball. Press it in as you move the other 4 toes. You can do that 8 to 10 times, a couple of sets. And you may feel a difference on each foot. One may have a little bit more mobility than the other. And then what you can do is put the 4 toes on there and move that big toe, because it's really important to be able to get some extension in that big toe, especially when we're sprinting. Okay, so now we've prepped the foot, we've warmed it up, we've rolled it. Now I'm going to show you a couple of exercises that we can do. We're going to start with just some big toe extension. So I'm going to move my foot a little bit closer, and all we're going to do is we're going to press the 4 toes into the ground as we lift that big toe in. Stand nice and tall and lift that big toe into extension, and you'll feel right on the top of the foot and it's up the shin how it's working those muscles. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to press the big toe in, and we're going to lift the 4 toes up. Press that big toe, trying to create some separation, and lift the other 4 toes up. You may experience some cramping, and that's just due to probably some weakness. And you're going to do this on each side, 8 to 10 reps, couple of sets. So we've done the big toe, the 4 toes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to press both toes into the ground and then the 4 toes. And we're going to alternate that, standing nice and tall. You want feet like hands, so you can really have good dexterity in your feet. Okay, so now we've alternated that. And then we're going to do some foot splaying, which means just extending those toes out. So we're going to spread those toes nice and wide and hold that and then relax them. Spread those toes wide, nice and wide, and then relax them. And again, we're going to do that on both of our feet, our right and our left. And I always feel more on my right side than my left side. I don't think my right side has as good extension as my left. So you're going to spread it out while keeping that foot, the ball of the foot pressed in, splay those toes, and relax them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grip the floor and create an arch. We're going to strengthen that medial arch. So I'm going to turn to the side. As you can see under here, some people may have a flat foot, some people have more of an arch than the other. But right in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend I'm pulling up from the middle of my foot and working that arch. I'm pulling up, I'm pressing the ball of my foot and the heel and pulling up right through the center of my foot, holding it and releasing. Pulling it up and then releasing. Again, you want to do that about 8 to 10 times. You can do 1 or 2 sets. Okay, now we're going to go into some what they're called is toe raises or foot raises. What you're going to do is you're going to lean against a wall, and all I'm going to do is lift my foot up. Lift my foot up. You can do 10 on the right, 10 on the left. You can alternate them, right and left. You can do them both together. And try and keep your feet parallel to the ground, not to turn out. Lift them up, hold, and down. Lift them up, hold, and down. And what you're going to feel is you're going to feel the front of the shins working. And that's really important, especially for sprinting, because we want to have that good dorsiflexion, be able to wind up that foot and hit the ground. Now from there, what you can go into are some heel walks. So pretend I'm walking forward, toes to the nose, walking forward, and walking back. Walking forward, putting the toes to the nose, and then walking back. So now we've worked the foot, we've worked the toes, we've worked the front of the shins. Now we want to work some balance. I'm going to set this back a little bit further, and I'm going to show you some balance exercise. Very, very simple. All you're going to do is balance on one foot. Now we're going to work some ankle stability, some ankle strength, and your foot is going to be pressing into the ground, and it's going to be telling you that it wants you to balance. So I'm going to press my left foot to the ground, and I'm going to hold my right knee up. I always like to go into a sprinter's pose because everything's about sprinting. And you're going to hold that knee up. You want to hold the heel underneath your hip. And you just hold it, and you'll feel your ankle going back and forth, navigating the stance and working, trying to balance you. Now, do about a minute on each side. And what you're going to add to this is some head turns. You're going to turn to the right, and then turn it to the left. Turn it to the right, and then turn it to the left. You can do 3 sets of 10 on each side, and don't forget to do both sides. And again, you may feel more balance on one side than the other. Once you're pretty efficient at that, what you can do is close your eyes. So you hold that up and just close your eyes. And you'll feel all of a sudden that your ankle is working even more, balancing. You want to make sure that you're not shifting out through the hip. You're standing nice and tall, head in line with your back, close your eyes, and you'll feel that balance. Again, do it for a minute. If you want to take it up a notch even further, you can add the head turn with the single leg balance. So, hold the balance on one leg, close your eyes, and turn your head. Now again, you can do, 8 to 10 turns each side, a couple of sets. Do that a couple times a day, first thing in the morning, and get yourself balanced. Remember, we want to keep those feet healthy. Don't keep them confined in shoes all the time. Walk barefoot, move your feet. You want feet like hands so you can stay healthy.